Inducted into the Hall this year in the all-around category is Dee Pickett. Dee Pickett would have very easily been inducted into the Football Hall of Fame today. After all, he was being scouted by the Dallas Cowboys and the Seattle Seahawks during his junior year at Boise State. Born in San Diego, the son of a football player, Dee's father, Dick, had high hopes his son would follow in his footsteps, and he might have had they not moved to Nampa, Idaho, when Dee was 7 years old. His uncle was a tie-down roper and a team roper, and soon had Dee in the arena roping with him. Dee followed his football opportunities, but it was rodeo that was winning his ambitions. After his junior year at Boise State in 1977, he elected not to return to school and left to pursue his rodeo activities full-time. As soon as he could get his card, which was in March 1978, Dee joined the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. Dee says his first big break came when he went to Inglewood, California, soon after he joined the PRCA. He was entered in tie-down roping, but not team roping. At the time, he didn't have a roping partner. Former world champion Leo Camarillo asked if he would consider roping with him. And their first rodeo together in Livermore, which they won, was the beginning of a road that would lead them to the 1978 NFR in team roping. Pickett won Rookie of the Year and felt he had definitely made the right choice as to which sport would become his life. In 1979, Dee placed his emphasis more on tie-down roping, and after 4 months of the season, he was ranked in the top 10. If he had another good year in team roping, he could actually challenge Tom Ferguson for the 1979 all-around title in just his second year as a professional cowboy. Although it took until 1981 for him to really be in contention for that coveted all-around title, with half the season gone, he held an $11,000 lead over his nearest competitor, Roy Cooper. Then, while roping in Reno, Pickett shattered his wrist in a freak roping accident. He watched helplessly as the lead slipped away. Dee says, "It was probably the turning point of my career." The accident plagued him for the next 2 years. "I was really frustrated," Dee said. "I was just beginning to really learn to rope well." Even though the injury was keeping him from performing as he wanted to, Dee says, "I never once thought about quitting. Rodeo was what I had chosen to do for a living." And quit he didn't. In 1984, along with his new team roping partner Mike Beers, they reached the NFR leading the world standings. After 10 pressure-packed performances, Dee Pickett found himself with a new NFR record of $30,677, a 1984 season's earnings of over $122,000, and the all-around cowboy title, along with the team roping championship with his partner Mike Beers. After the victories, especially the all-around win, Dee's dream of becoming a professional cowboy had become a reality. He says, "I was very happy with the titles, but somewhat uncomfortable with all the attention I was getting." One of the first honors to come his way was proclaiming Dee Pickett Day by Idaho Governor John Evans. Then there were 10-foot by 10-foot billboards of Dee along highways. Sometimes they would ask me to hold a rope a certain way, and I would have to tell them a cowboy wouldn't hold a rope that way. After all, that's all I ever wanted to be, was a professional rodeo cowboy, and I was determined to present that image. Dee Pickett has always presented the cowboy image, and as he set out to do, be the best that he could be. We're proud of that image, and we're deeply honored to induct Dee into the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame.